Hi there, Colin Lamb, aka the Tone Wizard here. I hope you're doing very well wherever you may be this evening. Personally, I am on the cusp of a 2-week Christmas holiday that cannot come soon enough. I have a half day left tomorrow, and then if everything else goes according to my plan, this time tomorrow I will be sitting in this chair, definitely drunk, probably mostly naked, and playing Cyberpunk 2077. So I hope you're doing well. A little bit of Christmas cheer I've added to the show here, and welcome to I'm Trying to Get Into Phish episode 5. Now at this point, I think it goes without saying that I'm fucking definitely into it. I truthfully am. I don't know how many more of these I need to make. I got a guy coming on the weekend who's going to talk with me about Gamehenge, and then I've got another guy in Oregon that I'm going to talk to, and then you might not hear from me about Phish for a while. Well, maybe you will. I don't know. But I'm definitely going to go to some shows whenever I'm able to do that. And that would be the next thing that I'm really looking forward to. So I do want to say first and foremost, thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. And thank you for all the input. I've honestly, I've been overwhelmed by the stuff, the suggestions that people have given me, all the show recommendations and stuff like that. So thank you very much for that. And thank you for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. And I do want to talk about a couple of comments that have come in over the last little while because, again, people have given me some good shit. And a couple of people have commented on some of the previous videos that they're also trying to get into Phish. So I kind of want to share as much as I can. And yeah, let's get into that. So couple of comments. This one from Drakus, who fucking did this huge list here. So what this is he's put together a list of songs that are all sort of Gamehenge themes, and this is above and beyond. I mean, thank you very much, Drakus, for typing all this out. And I believe on that comment, it's from the last video. He also recommended I checked out his band, which I definitely will. So thank you very much for that, Drakus. And the next comment here is from CD Viking, who made a really good analogy. If you don't know, I do a show on my channel called Ween Talk, and I kind of got into the Phish thing because there's a lot of crossover in the fan base with Phish and Ween. So he actually made a really good analogy here about Ween and Phish, which I'll quote here. So he said, "I really see Ween and Phish as two sides of the same coin, with both bands actively reinventing themselves to avoid getting stale. Ween is the older brother, a mature and crass chain smoker capable of writing fully realized hit songs in whatever cross of genres they want, at least until they lampoon the whole process by writing lyrics about the first crass, obscene thing that they can think of. Phish is the younger brother, idealistic and sincere to a fault. They live to lose and express themselves through the music, but can't verbalize their feelings and hate the man conformity because they've got beaten up in kindergarten. The brothers can't stand playing the same thing over and over." I love that analogy. I really do. That's really great stuff from CD Viking. And you've also commented on some of the other videos. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Another comment I just wanted to talk about was one from Mike, who was making a blue pill, red pill matrix recommendation. But then he sent me this. He said, what did he say here? He's like, "I would absolutely recommend to anyone to go something about the Matrix." Oh yeah, he made a video that he called The Matrix, and he said, "Go slow, hold on, watch to the end, and don't drive for at least an hour." And he sent me a link to this YouTube video, which I did watch. I think it's got the song "Sand" by Phish in the background, but just some really disturbing imagery and stuff that you kind of looked at and wondered, what the fuck is that? Like, that's the eye of a fish, I think. Just, you know what, Mike, I really appreciate this, but I'm also deeply disturbed by the images. They frighten me, but I watched it all. So thank you for that. Go check that out if you want to react to that in your own way. Definitely check that out. Now, this next comment comes from Remy, or en français, Remy. And he left a saucy comment here. "You need to bob your head and feel the rhythm section, anticipate the groove, and understand the masterful control of tension and release." Now, I have to say, I've been doing this channel for, seriously for a couple months. That's the sauciest comment I've ever gotten. It's very sexual. I know what you were doing there, sir. And, I have been playing a lot of Cyberpunk, so I don't know if I'm embarrassed or enticed. Anyhow, moving on from that, thank you very much for those comments. I was able to check out a couple of documentaries and some other stuff with the time since the last video, and I watched two documentaries. And the one that I really liked was the Trey documentary called "Between Me and My Mind," and I just have to say that, like, the impression of that man's joy that I get is utterly sincere, and it really, like, I'm into Phish. I'm fully in right now, but just watching that video and seeing the joy that that guy gets in making music, and just he's always laughing, and everything that he does has a sense of joy. And if it's fake, then I would dare say that all joy in this world is fake. But I do want to talk about a scene from that. I did record a clip. Pardon me, I'm a little hoarse here. I did record a clip from the documentary, which I was able to rent on YouTube for like $4 Canadian. So if you're watching from the America, just do the Monopoly math there. It's like, a cent of your money or whatever it would be. I don't know. Our dollar sucks is what I'm saying up here. But anyways, I did record a clip, but I didn't want to put it on here because I didn't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement. But I just wanted to talk about one scene that just, like, I think I love this band now. They're absolutely fantastic. I've watched so much of it, but I just watched this clip, and I think anybody who's ever made music or been in a band for a long period of time or worked creatively with somebody for a period of time, I think you can appreciate the clip that I'm going to talk about here. So I did take some still images to use to describe the clip. So it's a scene where Trey and Mr. Phish himself here, Jon Fishman, are in the studio recording a song called Soul Planet. And so Fishman does the drums, and then Trey says, "You've got to come and do some background vocals." It's like, "I need you to do some background vocals." And the whole interaction between them is really joyful. And I have to say, like, look, yeah, I'm kind of whatever the term is, fucking fanboying out here or whatever, but the joy of this fucking documentary and the joy of Trey has been very nice, because I work outside in the rain. I don't think I have to fucking tell anybody how bad life, how bad circumstances around the world have been here for the last fucking year. So the joy that I got out of watching this documentary is fantastic. So anyways, Trey is like, I need you to do some background vocals. So they get into doing some background vocals, and he does a couple of low ones, and then Trey, who's got this fucking didgeridoo here, he points at him and he says, like, "That's the one. That's the vocal, right?" And I don't know if the drummer's a very strong vocalist or whatever, but I've been in a band where I'm not the best vocalist, and the singer, who's a good vocalist, will coach me through something, and he will really build me up and lift me up. And anyways, so then what happens is Trey's got this fucking didgeridoo stick or whatever it is, and they nail the background vocal, and then Trey is there fucking honking this thing. And I'll give you an impression of what this thing literally sounds like, right? It's like this. He's fucking feeding that into the mic, and the drummer's just like, "Yeah, it's great," and he's earnestly recording it. And it's fucking golden, because if you've ever been in a band, if you've ever been in a recording process, you'll know that you'll have an idea sometimes, and it's so stupid, but it's just so fun to experiment with music, and to share ideas, and to try and lift any idea up, no matter how bad it may seem. So I personally connected to that scene quite a bit. And then after that, Trey proceeded to paddle around the studio with the didgeridoo or didgeridoo, whatever the fuck it is. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the documentary, and I'm sure most of you Phish fans out there have seen it. But if you haven't, and you can get it, on YouTube for $3 or whatever the fuck it is, I totally recommend that. Now, another thing that was brought to my attention was the documentary Bittersweet Motel, which appears to be I didn't read anything about it. I just started watching. I found it on YouTube. It's up there. I'll probably put a link to that in the comments, or in the description of the video. But I watched most of that. I kind of fell asleep because I got home from work, and I like to take a little afternoon siesta, mainly so that I can get up and do these videos later in the evening. But I did watch most of Bittersweet Motel, and it's really cool because it's a look into just their touring life. And if you're a fan of the band, or you're getting into it like I am, and it's just fascinating to see them in that era. traveling around and doing their fucking thing. And it shows them playing Madison Square Gardens, I believe it is. And then they go over to Europe and they play smaller bands. But even over in Europe, there's guys from the States that are following them over there. And you know what? I can fucking relate to that, because as soon as all this shit clears up and I get the okay from the wife there, I'm going to go down to the States and see Phish. That's like literally my first fucking order of business. You know, we want to go visit some family that we have in Australia, and then I'm gonna go see Phish, and it'd be fucking awesome if I could bookend it with a Ween trip or something like that. But right now, I want to get down there and see Phish. So, thank you for people who recommended those documentaries to me, and I do just want to say that. You know, it's just been a fucking great help. And I would say that if there's other people looking to get into Phish, if these videos can guide them along the same sort of path that I've been, I'm sure you'll fucking enjoy that too. So the next topic that I kind of want to get into before I maybe put this down for a while is Gamehenge, because Gamehenge was something, I think when I was posted the first video, people kept typing, read the fucking book, man, or you should try reading the Helping Friendly book. And I was like, is this some kind of fucking inside joke or whatever? I'm not too sure. Anyways, incidentally, Nick, who was a guest on the Ween show, and he's probably going to talk on this episode, or this show, sorry, at some point again. He's going to mail me the Phish Companion. So I'm waiting for that, Nick. I'm calling you out. If you haven't said it, fuck. If you haven't sent it, do it, man. I'll pay for the postage. But anyways, people kept talking about the Helping Friendly book and so on and so forth, which I Googled and found out about Gamehenge, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is Gamehenge? And I kind of read a synopsis on Wikipedia, and it just seemed like some guy's kind of half-baked fantasy sort of thing that he made up. And I can actually relate to that, because I've literally recorded a concept album that was kind of intermingled with fantasy, and all I can say about that is I'm glad no one will ever fucking hear that. But I'm very glad that I found actually somebody recommended a recording of Gamehenge to me, and I've listened to it the whole way through, and a couple of people noted that it was poor quality or whatever, but honestly, I think it's kind of like, I don't know how to describe this here, but it's the lo-fi quality of it. It kind of adds something to it, like everything, like the music just is a little like, Ween used to do that shit to some of the recordings purposely, but some of the music is just kind of bent a little bit, and Trey's like, you know, young, hopeful voice narrates it, and I just really fucking liked it. So I'm gonna have Dr. Scorpion on this weekend, and we're gonna probably post that video next Wednesday or Thursday, but we're gonna talk about Gamehenge, and I have a lot of questions. But right off the bat, I'm gonna say that the song Wilson and AC/DC Bag are fucking fantastic. I love that. I love the whole thing, to be honest with you. I put it on actually while I was kind of preparing for this episode, and yesterday while I was doing some other things around the house. So it was fucking fantastic. And the Possum song I had heard years ago. Some band played it as a cover, and I forgot to follow up on it, but that kind of brings the fucking end to that question. It's Possum. Love it. I love it all. Love it. Love it. And on a closing note, I just want to add a couple of questions that I have out there. Again, any input to Gamehenge in preparation for the next episode would be appreciated, but I'm actually going to learn some Phish, and I might even share a cover at some point here on the channel when I get my fucking head around it. But I was listening to Waste over and over and over again, because it's a great song, and I thought I was picking out some progressions just by ear. So I'm going to learn a couple of Phish songs, and the first one I'm going to work on is this one. I think you know what that is. Obviously, that's Waste. But I'm going to work on that. I found a really good guitar tutorial for that song, which I'm going to probably post at the end of this one. So I also just want to know if you can recommend any other Phish songs that are relatively easy to cover and can be played like solo acoustic. And maybe I'm going to work on some covers for my own fun, quite frankly. And I might share them if they turn out any good on the channel. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for watching the other videos. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out some of my other stuff. And yeah, once again, thank you. Happy fucking holidays. And I'll have something up again next week. In the meantime, take care of yourself.